book one.
We did it.
We did it.
We did a whole book. We didn't even skip any part of it.
Already calling me out.
What's very notable is we got no character deaths.
Don't say that.
That's true.
It will happen.
I mean,
it will happen.
well, we're already done with the book.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't for lack of trying. As someone that listened to the vast majority before playing with y'all, it wasn't for lack of trying that y'all didn't get somebody dead.
I mean, listen.
We were fine. We only had like one even knockout, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I almost became the first dwarf that died of poison damage. It's fine. We'll move on.
It was fine. It's fine.
I actually very much appreciated that Jason skipped some of the beginning. The go fetch part of modules and adventure paths is not generally my favorite of just go do this, now go do this. But so I'm glad that we got all the important story elements and background that comes from that without having to play through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we got to start, what, at level 2 or 3?
2.
Yeah, level
Pretty
3.
sure. Oh, was
3. I think it ended up being 3.
that?
Which is always fun, because then you can make a more fleshed out character. Like, feats are already working together instead of having to try to struggle through level 1. So,
Yeah.
thanks, Jason.
Yeah, no problem. So, yeah, tell me, so what were some of your favorite parts of the book so far? Well, here, first of all, how are you feeling going into it? Like, now that we have a third of the adventure under our belts, what are your feelings on it so far? And what expectations did you have versus, like, how are you feeling about whether it met those or it's not quite hitting those?
Oh, I feel great about it so far. I really like how it still is showing me just how unique and different Pathfinder is compared to 5e, where I came from, because like I've never experienced a haunt before, and that was really, really cool having to deal with that with a red worm and everything. The relics are also really cool too. I like that we are, as a GM who read about relics and put one in the game that I run, I'm very happy to be holding a relic in this game and be like, ooh, I get to see how this one grows.
Nice. Yeah.
I do like all I think going in, we knew that it was going to be some element of intrigue and discovery with the Dwarven history and everything, and it's definitely lived up to that so far, and not so quickly that it's like, oh, we're done with this idea. Like, we still get to explore that main concept. I will admit I got lost in the connections of the Deep Gnome recording voice and the sister and the smuggling, but that's probably just from breaks in recording that I then forgot to go back and take good enough notes and check them of who is who again. But
yeah, that was something that I made something that I made a change to, that particular incident, because during one of the fetch quests, you do encounter Jarelga, like early, but she is. I don't want to be ableist, and I don't want to say that she's crazy, but it's quite obvious that she experienced some trauma. But in the adventure path, she's having a hard time dealing with it, with the PTSD, to the point where she gets arrested and sent, and that didn't feel right or good to me. Mm-hmm. So having her instead being a victim of Igrin and the corrupted Tuom, and being used as a guide for developing new smuggling routes, it felt a lot better.
Yeah.
It didn't. I'm sure there's probably some philosophical questions that we could explore, having Dwarven society arrest somebody who can't quite deal with PTSD. But you didn't meet her in the beginning during the fetch quests, and it felt better to put Jorelga at the end of the book once you found out who her sister was. And knowing, I think there was mention a couple times, I might have hinted at it during those scenes that Thenora did have a sister. And so meeting her later on in the story, and now you have a guide to help you track down this worm that you're supposed to track down.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah.
That'll be nice to have that.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll fare better than the companions from Indigo Isles.
I mean, it surely can't happen twice. It surely can't happen twice. It
We
surely
just
can't
won't-
happen.
Leave her in camp. We'll bring her with us into the
Yeah.
dangerous dungeons. That's the better plan.
It works out it works out better for everybody that's a sidekick to just go along with their people.
Just come with us.
Listen, they're already doomed from the beginning. If they survive that long, fantastic.
What color shirt is she wearing? It's not red, is it?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Show reference.
we're gonna
I did
send
it.
you on this away party, Jorelga. You can handle it.
You'll be fine.
You're gonna stand in front of the captain. It'll be fine.
What about you, Lunar? How you feeling so far about book 1?
I'm really enjoying it. I've been loving playing Sprocket a lot and like been vibing really well with this party. It's been a lot of fun. I'm so curious to see where this all goes from what we know now. I'm just having a good time, man. Sorry, like I said, I'm just sick. I'm here. I'm vibing.
You're good. You're good. What was some of I know that Sprocket was the one who handled the majority of the role playing with the orcs. So when you were thrown with that and seeing the quest for Sky from their perspective, how did you feel having to role play that, and B, how did that come as a shock?
I don't know why, but in my brain, when in that moment, I was like, this seems appropriate. Like, this seems right. Like, especially from a writing perspective, of course, they would have a different perspective of what the hell happened, during that war and stuff like that. And so for me to play as, like, Sprocket being like, oh, I'm finding out this, like, ground, like, shattering truth for, like, a lot of people. And then also having Sig there being like, fucking fake news. That's crazy.
Poor Sig. They can't help it. It's how they were raised.
I know, no. And that was like the beauty of like Sprocket like seeing this being like, this is huge. And Sig being like, fucking put a blanket over it. That's a lie.
It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
We
but
would
like
never. We're the good guys.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just that idea of like kind of being stuck between two worlds where Sprocket herself is not a dwarf. Like she is not, like she was made by a human and lives in a dwarven society and has been like helping them out. And she just wants to help everyone. So she is seeing this injustice and it's slowly making her like realize even more so that she already saw herself of like, no, there's more to this story and people are not saying it. Why are they not saying it? Why are they afraid of the truth kind of beat?
Yes, and that must have come full circle too, because as you're finding out more information during the whole research thing with Targic.
Oh, that was so cool.
And it's like getting, like, it's clearly, they didn't clearly come out and say right out that, hey, we're doing this. But now that you knew the orc, you've seen and heard the orc's perspective, and just the omissions in the repository of knowledge, like they've omitted a lot of things, and there must be a reason that this whole part of the history has been omitted.
Yeah. And
Revisionist history is always fun.
Oh yeah, and that's like that's making Sprocket's like analytical brain, like especially her being an investigator, it's just running on 10. She's so excited. She's learning a lot more about like the world around her, and that excites her. She also so desperately, like, I think in her mind, she is hoping to help Sig out because one, they like, Sprocket probably realizes and looks at it, it's like, oh, there's something else going on with Sig and with these elders. I want to get them out of this situation and something like that. That's like a Sprocket goal that I think she has of like, hey, this is kind of being viewed like a cult in my eyes, my man. Are you okay? Like, blink twice kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That cup of Kool-Aid, don't drink it.
Really
Don't drink
cool.
it.
Don't drink
Yeah.
it.
Well, and Sprocket's got a complicated, or at least it's been hinted that Sprocket has a complicated history with her creator too, right? So
Yeah.
there's like probably layers there, I'm guessing.
What?
Weird, I know.
Lunar building complicated characters with
No.
like complex
Never.
backstories?
No.
Never.
What?
I built sweet little angel characters that have no problems at all whatsoever.
What
Yep.
you see is what you get.
Yep. Say
Just a
less.
guy who loves adventure.
So,
Yeah.
Jason, could they have written a more perfect adventure for you? Because it's got your dwarfs, and then it's also like you're a history buff, right? So it's got
Yeah,
those
so
themes.
I have a double undergrad, so I was a double major in political science and history
right.
because I was originally going to be I had planned to be a high school social studies teacher. So I wanted to teach government and history.
Mm.
But I graduated college in 2005, right during the recession.
Mhm.
And all those social studies teachers were like, we can't retire.
Nope.
So yeah, I pivoted. But yeah, this really hits at my own personal interests because my focus in history was the history of the Catholic Church and the Crusades.
Mm.
And so like being able to, the history is written by the victors, and seeing how history is written one way and atrocities are omitted really kind of plays up into that because, yeah, the Crusades were one thing from the perspective of, hey, I've seen the movie Kingdom of Heaven by Ridley Scott, you know?
Yep.
Mhm.
Versus, what actually happened to the Persians who were just living in, the Holy Land.
Right.
Yeah. Not to mention the original sack of the Crusaders did to Jerusalem when they first seized control of it. So yeah. It was not good.
And it's a very similar quest, like the quest for Sky versus the quest for the Holy Land. It's very, very similar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parallels. But yeah, Eek. So coming in 3/4 of the way through the book one.
I actually was extremely excited to join in on this. Dwarven ancestry in general has always been a major thing that I really enjoy ever since Tolkien and reading The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and just everything, just gobbling up as much as that as I could and reading what people consider the like sister series of the Mythgar Chronicles, to where they have very similar parallels there with McKiernan, who wrote that. I was excited to join, but I also was excited to join because I also studied to be a history teacher, and I was massively dissuaded to do that and was convinced to instead pursue psychology, which also wasn't a degree that you can just jump into the working world with. You need to go to like more school with. So it's interesting seeing the progression of we are Dwarven, this is our history, and then seeing that breakdown. I think it's going to be fun watching it as a player with Sig the most, because just seeing the slow degradation of being like, well, wait a minute, I was told this, but here in front of that,
A lot of conflicting. Yeah.
that's trouble right there.
Yeah, especially with Sig, because there's a whole like, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the best way of putting this. There's a whole almost second classing of the Rivathun, Like the whole Rivathun aspect of it's being like regarded as as second class citizens. Like, oh, these are just pagans. Like, they're dwarves, yeah. So come with us, but they're kind of weird and yeah. And Sig having these elemental powers, being the elemental avatar archetype, like, and essentially like a Rivathun or an unspoken Rivathun, like just having these innate elemental abilities. Yeah, that'll be really interesting.
Very interesting as well. That is the element of, as we know from Syl, I often like to I leave part of my character for the GM to figure out backstory, because I like that, and then it's involved in the story, and Jason said he had an idea for the how to incorporate the elemental avatar, so I'm very excited to see where all that goes, because I have no idea either.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be,
I mean, there's already
awesome.
There's
already
the
been
hints. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm so excited when we can actually get over there.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll be interesting seeing Sprocket's development and growth too, because they look like a dwarf, but are they a dwarf? And you can already, as a listener, hear the differences about how people are treating them.
Sprocket or...
Oh, no, sorry. Lunar's character.
Yeah, Sprocket.
Okay, yeah,
Sprocket,
okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then we have the not the rogue doing rogue things with a little person that is counting on them, that I'm very curious to see what happens with that. I feel like there's just levels of backstory that I need to have.
But Kabash's little isn't super little, right? Like, she has a job and stuff.
Yeah. No, his daughter is fully grown, is on her own and all that, but Kabash won't hear any of that. He will still make a sandwich for his daughter if he needs to.
Of course.
Can cut the crusts off?
Of course. She always hates the crust. They gotta cut them off. Gotta make sure
and it has to be cut in a triangle, not in half, triangles.
Yeah.
See, he gets it.
Yeah,
it's like he's a dad.
The real interesting thing that I'm looking forward to as a GM with Kabash is that Kabash was a digger. Like, Kabash was a digger, and Kabash was down in the Darklands, like, digging through these tunnels. And now that we're dealing with, potential smuggling tunnels, is that something that'll come up in Kabash's backstory? Did he dig smuggling tunnels? Who knows?
Who indeed?
Where's his beard?
Yeah.
Why did he lose his beard?
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to just be part of it. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, book 2. Looking forward to book 2. Like, what are some of you all's ideas on where you think this is going, and do you have any hopes, knowing that the book 2 is called Cult of the Cave Worm?
Well, I'm going to guess that there's going to be a cave worm involved.
Yeah, I mean, you've worms come up. They might have come up in book 1. Who knows?
I mean, we've already encountered one, right?
Not in the flesh.
It kind of feels like a call to. It kind of feels like Pathfinder's Call to Dune almost. Like there's going to be some kind of symbiotic relationship in between these worms and the dwarves somehow that has just been like suppressed. I almost feel like. Mm-hmm. I hope that's the case at least. I hope there's that element there to where there's that bridging of things a little bit.
We heard King Target was friends with Worm, right? So
Zokotaru.
Thank you. Yes. So yeah, that would make sense. Mm-hmm. And then potentially connected to the Riverthune being other outcast sub-magic system.
Yeah. It's gonna that's a hope there.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to burn High Helm to the ground.
No.
What are you thinking, Jackson? Like what are some of your ideas on?
Well, some of the clans are 100% complicit. Like, there's no way that a disinformation campaign this significant is not coordinated by people in extreme places of power. It's going to be interesting, though, to see whether or not that distinction is that all elders are in on this and are actively, knowingly spreading this lie, or are there some people that are truly like well-meaning and innocent, but are caught up in a conspiracy that started before they even became an elder? So I'm interested to see that aspect of it.
Yeah.
As Sig, I'm also very interested to see, because there is a distinct line between the elders and the actual dwarven pantheon. I mean, for Sig right now, they're one and the same, but where is that line? Like, even if the elders and the dwarven society are corrupt, does that mean the dwarven pantheon is also corrupt-ish? If you can say such a thing about a pantheon who in some ways is outside of alignment.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it could go even higher than just the mortal dwarfs.
Yeah, it kind of
So-
goes to that, going back to the Crusades, you know, these were Crusades were missions declared by the church. And we all know that the quest for Sky was a prophecy declared by Torag, that when this happens, you must do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, being a dwarf in that point in time and hearing from the orc perspective the alleged atrocities that happened to them. And you're a soldier, and like at that time during the quest for Sky, and your god literally told you got to go up to the surface, but these orcs are standing in your way.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
it's a
where
tough
the
place to be
miscommunication
put in.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about
Yay.
Sprockets? Like, having this like very detective, investigator, inquisitive mind. Like, what is she looking forward to now that you know what your next steps are? You know that you were told by the spirit of Targic to find Zogataru. And this is now your lead.
Yeah. I mean, Sprocket's going to follow it. She's going to... Like, genuinely, Sprocket sees all of these... Imagine, if you will, a giant cork board. And that's behind me. And she is seeing all of these, like, little pieces from everything. And it feels like these are puzzle pieces that are going to be correlating to the big puzzle at the end. Like, these are all making the way to there. Like, she has her big cork board full of, like, fucking conspiracy theories. She's like, I'm onto something. Something's
The Charlie
wrong.
Day meme.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk about the mail. Can we please talk about the mail? But she is excited to learn what truth is being held back. And she wants to bring that truth to light. She wants to let people know, like, what's actually happening. Because they have the right to know.
I hope Sprocket gets faced with the potential conflict of, is it always best that everybody knows the truth, or is there a situation where, you know, very classic moral conundrum kind of thing would rock Sprocket's foundations in a cool way.
Yeah, is the best part omission, and that's what the dwarves did.
I love the exploration of that. Like, is lying through omission okay in terms of cases of like existential security?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
The SCP Foundation and like all the fics that go with those, they explore that theme so much, and I love it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Lots to look forward to.
Yeah.
What about Sprat?
I think
Going into
I
book
think-
2, what's Sprat looking at?
I think Sprat just wants to figure out what's going on, and I think Sprat wants to find a place to belong, because being part of the clan list or the outcasts of this society, it's one thing, but he grew up hearing stories of High Helm and like what was going on there. So I have a feeling there's an overgrandized like picture of what High Helm is in his head. and he's just now getting here and is like, where's all the great stuff? And I'm kind of waiting to see more of that come about.
So you're saying he's the Sir Galahad in the Knights of the Round Table, the eternal optimist.
Yep, pretty much. This is like, it's great. It's not great, but
it was Sir Galahad, right? Sir Galahad was the one who went on the quest for the Holy Grail.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He was the optimist, and he wasn't the ladies' man.
Yeah, he wasn't
stealing King Arthur's wife that Lancelot was.
No, wasn't that? No.
That's Kabosh.
Yeah, Kabosh.
Kabosh is Mr. Steal Your Girl. Okay.
First I steal your dagger, then I steal your girl.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited to see where this book goes.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah, just looking forward to the ride.
There's not going to be as much in book 2 that I need to change as I did in book 1. I modified some of the research stuff during the research parts because they just you just learn everything about the entire campaign, like boom, right there. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there's this library of this repository of knowledge, and you're telling me High Helm's been around for how many thousands of years and nobody's found this yet? If it's right there.
Yeah.
So I cut a lot of that during the research, but I don't think there's some stuff in book 2 that I want to change to streamline the story, but it's not as much as book 1.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks. Well, there you have it. Again, thanks for supporting us. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
We will call it, and may your party never end.
May your party
never end.